So are you nervous about speaking in public? Hey guys, my name is Putnam, and in this video I'm going to be giving you the layout for public speaking class. I'm also going to be giving you a little bit of the tips and tools that be required of you to pass the class, and I'll spend some time talking about the three types of speeches that you're going to be doing in this class. The first type of speech that's required of you all is the informative speech. The second type of speech that's going to be required out of all of you is the persuasive speech. And the third and final speech that you'll be given is the dreaded impromptu speech, and you'll be given a lot of these. Now you don't know it yet, but I actually just gave you an AGD. That's an attention-getting device. That's one of the things you'll be learning within the next couple weeks. And I also gave you a speech preview and outline when I discussed that I was going to be talking about the tips and tools that will be required out of this class, and I gave you the three types of speeches they'd be required to give in the class. Now before I dive into these three types of speeches, let's talk a little bit about the tips and tools I can give all of you to pass this class. The first tip I have for all of you is to come to class. I can't stress it to you enough how important this is. Attendance is everything. Coming to class is the best way to assure that you not only succeed in public speaking in general, but to pass this class. The second tip I have for all of you is to practice, practice, practice. I can't stress that enough. And when I tell you that you think you've practiced enough, trust me, you haven't. You need to recite your entire speech to yourself the entire way to school in the morning, so that way when you get to class, it's fresh in your mind and you're ready to deliver it. A good, confident speech is delivered effectively and gathers your audience's attention, whatever the subject matter may be. And the third tip I have for you all is to be confident and perseverant. I can't tell you how important it is to be confident and perseverant. I can guarantee you at one point during this semester, all of you are going to bomb a speech that you're required to give. It's okay. Trust me when I tell you this, we all do. It's not the end of the world, and this entire class will get easier as it goes. So when you feel like giving up because you bombed a speech, don't do it. It gets way easier as the class goes on. Okay, let's talk a little bit about these speeches. The first and major speech assignment that you'll come across is the informative speech assignment. The informative speech assignment is pretty self-explanatory. What you'll be doing is you'll be given a speech informing your classmates on a subject that you find interesting. I did my informative on George Washington. For example, did you know that George Washington didn't have any formal education past 15 years of age? That statement and the whole idea of the speech is based on the idea of you informing your classmates on a subject that they have little to no knowledge on. The second major speech assignment you'll be required to give is the persuasive speech assignment. The persuasive speech assignment is pretty self-explanatory as well, but it can be a little bit more tricky though, because as you're looking at information to give your speech, and as you're writing your speech, you might find that your speech is turning into an informative speech again. What you'll have to do here is you have to use that information that's informative and mold it to the best of your abilities, so that way you're persuading your classmates to your side of the debate. Also, when you give this speech, you'll be required to utilize the speaker's triangle. What's the speaker's triangle? Basically, it's walking and talking at the same time. Sounds pretty easy, doesn't it? Ha! Just wait. But you'll nail it as long as you practice your transition statements. What are your transition statements? I can't give the whole class away. You have to figure that one out on your own. The third major speech assignments that you're required to give are impromptu speeches. Impromptu speeches are on-the-spot and unplanned speeches. I hated these things at first. I can remember on the first day that I came to class, we gave an impromptu speech. I thought, I'm pretty social, I'll nail this thing. What ends up happening is you get 5 minutes to prepare what you're going to talk about. You get in front of your classmates, 15 people that you've never talked to before, you got your little note card, and you totally lock up. Trust me when I tell you this, as the semester goes on, these get a heck of a lot easier. And by the time you're ready to pass this class, you're just laughing at each other. Remember, when you're giving these speeches, you always want to make sure that you're utilizing good body posture. What is good body posture for a speech? Good body posture for a speech is not standing on your tippy toes, not rocking back and forth, not crossing your legs, not having your hands above your head or on your hips, and not leaning your body or swaying your body to one side of the class. You also want to make sure that you're watching your ums. What are ums? Ums are speech silence fillers. For example, today, oh god, I forgot what I was going to talk about. I'm going to talk to you guys about football. You also want to make sure that you're utilizing your note cards effectively. Now when I say that, I mean these things can be your lifesavers, but you don't want to write your entire speech on them. What you want to do is you want to write down some main points and a couple keywords, so that when you're delivering your speech, you can look at your note card, it jogs your memory, and you don't miss a beat. You also want to make sure that you're not speaking a million miles a minute, and always using good volume, so that way the entire class can hear you. A good idea for this is speak loud enough so the back wall of the classroom can hear you. Make sure that you're also making good eye contact with the entire classroom. You don't want to stare at one person when you're delivering your speech. All you're going to do is hurt your grade and creep out one of your classmates. The last tip I have for you guys is to stay positive. Trust me when I tell you this, public speaking isn't easy for any of us. It takes politicians years and years and years of practice to get as good as they are. So in closing, you know a couple of the tips and points it's going to take for you to pass this class. You know, attendance is everything, so come to class, practice, 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 and heaven forbid you bomb a speech. Don't worry about it, we all do. You know about informative speeches, persuasive speeches, and the scary impromptu speeches. And if you're nervous about speaking in public, don't be. By the time this semester's over with, you guys will have it all down. So good luck to you guys.